minutes. I'm going
Hi
to turn
everyone,
this
and welcome to part
into
2 of
this.
this reaction
Look at
video,
that.
so let's
A
continue.
fantasy castle. Come on, have a look at this. Take a polystyrene cup and tape it upside down to an ordinary piece of A4 size drawing paper, and then, I love doing this, stick your finger into the top like that and rip the whole of the bottom off your cup. And you don't have to be neat at this stage. Art attack never is it? Then take the inside cardboard tube from a kitchen roll and stuff that into your paper cup. Now you might have to press it in so it's a tight fit, and tape that into place. And then just scrunch up a paper ball, scrap paper, and put that into the top just to block it up, and again just tape that into place.
Let me know up on Twitter or Instagram above if you want me to react to more art attack.
And place them into position so that they're roughly halfway above your kitchen.
I'm sure I will react to more like episodes and VHS and tags of art attack on YouTube.
So it's half of the tubes above your kitchen roll tube, and then put one on the back like that, that's slightly higher than the other two. And now to make your pointy roofs. And the way to do that, watch this, good little tip this. Just take an ordinary A4 size piece of drawing paper and start to roll it in one corner. And as you're rolling, just turn to the right like that and roll your paper over, and it starts to roll itself into a paper cone. And then when you've got it into position, just tape it. Again, you don't have to be neat. And then cut it so that it's roughly the same height as a loo roll tube, and so it's wide enough at the bottom to fit over the loo roll tube. And bring your castle back in like that and pop it on the top, and then do another two for all three turrets, and you have something that looks like this. And tape them into position. And then to add the detail onto your castle, just take some strips of scrap paper and just twist them into shape, and then bend them, one for the door, like that. It can be a little bit fiddly, so just tape it into position as you're going, and do exactly the same for the windows. Now, I've got some tape on this one. I'll just show you one window up there, but you can do three. You can do as many windows as you like. And there it is, nicely taped into position. And now the good fun bit. Turn the castle to stone. And the best way to do this is to take some PVA glue, it's the ordinary white school glue that get in squidgy bottles, and mix it with water. 2 parts glue, 1 part water, and just paste it on to the front of your castle. And stick on some strips of either loo roll or ordinary tissue paper. And just stick it on where you've pasted, and then paste again on top. And I love doing this. It's a great technique.
I want to say that if you guys haven't checked out my 1,000 reaction video special,
and you can even go down
YouTube,
onto the base, the paper base, and that will later on strengthen the base of your castle. And just
just go ahead and check it out.
To all those nooks and crannies. And the idea
I was thinking of telling you, but I won't spoil it if you haven't seen it.
In 2 or 3 layers of tissue paper or loo roll and PVA glue. And if you leave it to dry overnight, when it's dry, you'll have something that looks like that. Look at that. There's your castle. It's gone rock hard, and you've got this fantastic sort of stone effect. And then, if you cut the base out,
remind me of Hogwarts from Harry Potter.
You have a nice
because Hogwarts is a castle.
And then you can paint it. And you can paint it any colour you like, because it is, after all, a fantasy castle. But use poster paint or acrylic paint. And I'm just going to slosh on some grey poster paint there onto the front. Just to get a lovely stone effect. And the best thing to do is to cover it in one coat, a base coat, and then go in with your detail, maybe with a black permanent marker or some other colours a little later on when it's dry. And when your whole thing's done, again, if you leave that to dry overnight and it's finished, you should have something that looks like that. Look at that. There it is, a fantasy castle. And look what I've done down here. If you just look at this detail, you've got all these bricks that are picked out in black permanent marker. And look at that. I've even done gold pen on the knocker and the hinges. I've done the door. I've put in little bricks like that coming up. The turrets and towers here. You've got more gold pen. And I've actually painted these pointy roofs blue. And as I say, you can paint them any colour you like, because it is a fantasy castle. What about this? Terror! towers. And look at that, I've done it in spooky purple with fluorescent green windows and a door, and it even looks like a face. And you know, you don't have to stop there. If you go on collecting cardboard tubes and making more towers and turrets, you can keep adding them to your castle, and eventually you'll end up with something this size. Look at that, that really is a fantasy castle, complete with little sprinkles of glitter on the roof. Try it yourself, a fantasy castle.
Hi again, Head.
Hello, it's me, the Head. Those
We
look
know.
great. And it all starts with a polystyrene cup, a kitchen roll tube, and 3 toilet roll tubes. Then make paper cones for the roof and cover the whole lot with 2 or 3 layers of toilet roll and PVA glue. When it's dry, paint it. Then keep adding to it to make your dream castle. And here's mine. Well, I don't have very interesting dreams.
And there they are. Excuse me. Oi, you can come from behind the sofa now, it's quite safe. Very funny. Now, apart from discovering your taste for the ghoulish and the scary, I found out something else from your letters. You're actually quite a brain box, aren't you? Yeah, you really are, you know, because some of the art attacks that you've enjoyed the most have been the unusual ones. You know, the ones using strange stuff and peculiar ways to create those great new effects. But remember, you don't just need to copy what I do. You can also use the ideas to make your own art attacks. Let your imagination wander with some of these.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Danielle. I chose the colours of my flower because I think they go well together. I made leaves by cutting strips of paper with my ruler to
Wow.
make a 3D effect.
Who needs expensive garden centres? That's a real good art attack. Now, to do this, you need a piece of green paper or thin card, and you just need to draw a squiggle in the shape of a flattened S on it. And then around that, draw a leaf shape, like that. You notice I'm using pencil here, well, that's so I can rub it out later on. And then take a pair of scissors and just wrap some sticky tape around the scissors, like that. You know what I'm going to do here now, don't you? Yep, I'm going to use these scissors to score along that squiggly line. So just pressing firmly with the tip of the scissors, just doing it very carefully along that squiggle. And then you cut out that leaf shape and you have something that looks like that. And I've rubbed out the pencil here, and then if you just bend the leaf along that squiggle, the scored squiggle there, you get this, it looks like a 3D leaf. And then make 2 or 3 of them in exactly the same way, and then make 6 of them in a different colour, a nice bright colour, something like yellow or orange or red. And then back to your green paper.
Green.
If you draw
I say in yesterday's reality video, green is my favourite colour.
centimetres long, and then score along that.
Let me know on social media what is your favourite colour. Your favourite colour green, red, purple,
when you've
orange,
scored that,
violet,
just draw
grey.
a long thin box, no wider than say 2 centimetres, all the way around that line, following the direction of the line as you go. And then if you cut that out and fold it in the same way as your leaf, you have something that looks like that. This sort of plant stalk. And then finally, take a circle of paper or card in again a different colour and just snip a slot from the edge of the circle into the middle, and then just very carefully dab on some glue along the edge of one of those flaps there, like that, and then pick it up and fold it over very carefully into a cone shape. See the way I did that there? And just press onto the glued edge. You might need to keep your fingers there for a couple of minutes while it sticks.
Yeah.
Then take a piece of backing paper or card. Now, blue always works really well for this. And place your cut out card shapes into position. And put the stalk down the middle there. I think I'll put 1 or 2 leaves down the bottom here. Just placing them into position. And don't forget, maybe a leaf halfway up the plant there. And then the coloured petals around the top. I suppose you could call this flower arranging. And petals down there, and another one there, I think, and then put your cone in the middle like that, and when you've positioned all your pieces, glue them down, and there you have a folded paper plant. And you can experiment using different colours and arrange your petals into different shapes to create different flowers. Whole bunches of them, in fact. Look at those lovely bloomers. Try it yourself. Folded paper plants.
Jigsaw.
Do you ever lose your place when you're reading a book? What you need is a bookmark. A screaming bookmark. Cut a piece of thin card or thick paper 6 centimetres wide and roughly twice the height of your book. And then fold your card in half, bottom to top, like that. And then mark a point 1/3 of the way up the card from the fold in pencil and just fold it down on itself like that. And then flip it over so that you have a sort of, it looks a bit like a Z shape really, doesn't it? And you've got this short bit underneath the long bit. And then take a felt pen and draw the top lip of a mouth above that fold there, and the bottom lip of a mouth below the fold. And then the top half of a head above the fold, and the bottom half of a head below the fold. I'm just giving him a nice horrible double chin there, like that. And the idea is to make this face as gruesome and as horrible as you
See you guys in part 2.
possibly can.